This is a reading for Justin Theroux and Jennifer Aniston. Well, to start off, they're soulmates. They're codependent on each other. So they have a very strong bond with each other. Now, for when they first got together, for when they first met, I think for both of them, they were a little bit scared about getting into a new relationship. They weren't sure if it was safe for them. But they actually leaned on their friends to help them feel that they were safe, that it was safe to love for them, that they were actually good for each other. They needed convincing of this from their friends, and I would also probably say their coworkers as well, because they've worked with each other. I think they needed a little bit of a push, and once they felt they could trust each other and that they believed in what their friends and coworkers were saying about each other to them, that's when the romantic feelings started and the chemistry started, and it really started to blossom. They also needed to let go of their control issues, and that has to do with this. They weren't sure. They were very protective of themselves, and they didn't want to let go of their control, but they leaned on their friends for help and for advice, and probably for recommendations, if you know what I mean. Probably like asking their friends who knew them, being like, oh, what do you think of Justin? What do you think of Jennifer? That sort of thing. So they relied on their friends to help them let go of their control issues, let go of their control over their love lives, and to help them take that risk to dive in again and dive into love and see where it could take them. And once they got that feeling, the chemistry and the romantic feelings just flowed in, and they actually realized later that they were soulmates, and that they needed each other very much. So for them, it wasn't, I get the feeling that it wasn't, right away, it took some time for them to feel comfortable. But once they did, it became everything they ever wanted. Now, they have both forgiven and learned from their past relationships. So there is going to be no reconciliation for her with Brad, or with him and his ex. They've forgiven and learned from it. They've moved on from it. They're in love with each other. They're soulmates. They're not going to break up. So there's no reconciliation with their exes. The only reconciliation that could happen in any kind of way would be just that they forgive their exes. So they're on good terms with their exes. You could even say they're probably friendly with their exes. Like cordial. if they saw them or if they had to talk to them for some reason. I know that Brad and Jennifer have a company together, I believe. They have a production company together. Or I don't know if they still do, but they did. So they might have to still work with each other, and so they would need to be on good speaking terms with their ex. And so this is what that's saying, is that everything's okay, they've learned from it, they've forgiven everybody, and they moved on, and they're in love, and this relationship is a good relationship. They're happy, and I don't foresee a breakup. So that's my prediction for Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux, that they will stay together, and that she and Brad and Justin and his ex are on good terms, and that there's no issues there. So, all right, that's it.